Ahoy everyone, it's Jeff, aka Godless Scummer. Been a while, been a while. But I'm back, and I thought I was I'm gonna make a very short video, and I'm gonna do something I wouldn't normally do today. I'm going to reach out across the floor today. As the tiny little atheist YouTuber that I am, I'm going to reach out across the floor um, to the evangelical Christian community and give you just a genuine a little bit of heartfelt and advice today. And I do mean this sincerely, and I will point this out. This is my purely my opinion, but it's a warning today about the newest member of your flock that has become a born again Christian, and especially sort of very right wing leaning evangelicals welcoming into their flock today. I see Tucker Carlson's tweeted all about this or whatever. The latest convert to the course, the latest warrior for God, Russell Brand. I'm genuinely, and I mean this genuinely, to any Christian out there, do not be taken in by Russell Brand. The man is a fucking grifter. He is about as much of a Christian as I am, okay? He's about as much of a Christian as Christopher Hitchens or Richard Dawkins is, okay? He's full of shit. He's and lying through his teeth, and it would not surprise me in the least if in about 5 to 10 years from now he converts to Islam and that becomes his next thing. Here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something about going back about sort of little over 10 years ago, between 10 and 15 years ago, okay? And Russell Brand's kind of career in comedy and in acting career was starting to somewhat dry up a bit. He caused a bit of a stir by sort of coming out as this revolutionary Marxist. Okay? And it caused quite a stir. I mean, he got to edit an edition of the New Statesman magazine, which is not a Marxist magazine, but it's kind of left leaning, I suppose. But he edited this whole edition based on revolution, and he wrote a book called Revolution, and he was also supposedly on a spiritual journey then, and he was going through all kinds of meditation, and it was all kinds of woo and stuff he was into then as well. And most of that here's the thing, but as opposed to as to his so-called dyed-in-the-wool Marxism, okay, I read his book Revolution at the time out of curiosity, because I was just interested in when he was espousing all this stuff. I was very interested to see what he had to say. Now, I am someone who has studied a lot of Marxist theory, okay? And look, I'll illustrate my point here, okay? Listen, I'll just, these is just a handful, okay? Permanent Revolution by Leon Trotsky there, okay? That's one. Marx and Engels' Communist Manifesto there. Rosa Luxemburg, The Mass Strike there. Lenin, State and Revolution here. This brick of a book here, Marx's Capital, okay? Those are just a handful. Believe me, I've got a lot more up there as well. I could show you to illustrate my point. Okay? Honestly, right, okay, yeah. Look, another one by Lenin here. You know, left-wing communism and infantile disorder. I promise you this. Russell Brand has not read any one of those books that I was that he's not read a single bit of any of those that I of them there. So that was about, he was cosplaying as a revolutionary back then. His book Revolution was the biggest load of drivel I've ever read in my life, and I have read some. Look, you might think that's those books I've got there are drivel. Okay, your opinion. Okay, fine. Okay, cool. I don't necessarily hold with all of them nowadays. Okay, but I've studied it. But but it did not. The point being, it did not take me long back then to realize that Russell Brand was cosplaying and grifting off of people back then. I have little reason to believe he's changed since then. Then he got found out by the left, and then all of a sudden he started becoming a big Trump fan and a Tucker Carlson and endorsing every bloody right-wing conspiracy or whatever. Now he's a born-again Christian. Come on. I'm sincerely now. Okay, is it possible that Russell Brand's conversion is genuine? It is possible, but I will say this: I find it highly unlikely. I find it highly unlikely, and I'm genuinely reaching out across the floor to the other side today. Don't trust this guy. He is a lying grifter. He has been his whole life. He wasn't, like I said, he was not serious back then when he was going through his revolutionary Marxist phase. In fact, there was certain things that he supposedly was very passionate about back then that I happen to know that when he was called on to actually lend his voice to any of these kind of causes, he wasn't fucking interested. One time he even happened to be, there was a, protest going on, which he quite, could have quite easily, he happened to be going past in London at the time in the car, and he could have jumped out and just given, 5 minutes of his time to quite, I forget what it was about now, but it was a cause that he'd been talking about at the time, and there was a demo going on that he happened to pass. Did he get out and even give 5 minutes of his time or whatever it is? No, he fucking didn't. The man's a liar. The man's a grifter. He's fleecing you, and I promise you now, it would not surprise me in 5 to 10 years from now when you finally when he's got what he can out of you. He's probably going to convert to Islam or whatever the next thing's going to be. Don't trust this guy. He's a lying dickhead and always has been. Okay, there's my little message. I've reached out across the floor to you today. See you guys later. Salute.